It was burglary when the reverse not wrong that the wrong being chucked it on in Australia. Sir.
Howdy, and welcome to the most honest review of the Ecoflow blade that you're likely to hear. So, hey, there's this thing where I'm honest with people, and that never changes no matter what. There are no exclusions, there are no exceptions. Truth is truth, and that is what I stand behind. So, I'm going to tell you the truth about this. Now, I could make just a bang up video with all kinds of video intertwined into it and all kinds of flashy stuff on the screen, you know. But you know what? I'm not wasting my time on that. I'm not. I've got so many hours of video footage, 4K 60 video footage of this thing in operation. It's unreal. Tons and tons of it. But you know what? That doesn't tell you anything. That really doesn't tell you anything. I can take any certain clips from those videos that I want and make you think anything I want to about this equipment. That is not what kind of video this is. This is an honest review. So, my situation, you have to understand, I have used this device in 2 different yards, okay? I have used this device in my yard. Let me back off here a little bit and show you my yard. That would be the side area there. Get out of the tree there. That would be the side area. And then this would be the front yard here. Okay. So front yard, side area, not real big, right? However, let me put the camera up here and you will see there is one heck of a tree. And I will actually overlay a photo right here on the screen so you can see where my lawn is and you can see how the tree overhangs almost every single bit of my property. So, you know, that can be kind of an issue. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this. What's the issues? The issue is GPS. If you can keep a GPS lock, this machine is magic. It is great. If you can get a GPS lock once in a while so that it can reposition itself, absolutely incredible product. If this device has to go any length of time without a GPS lock, no holds barred. Anything could happen. If the wheels spin a lot, it will totally get off sync of where it's at on the map, where it thinks it's at on the map. And, you know, I could show you tons and tons of footage of this machine running out into the street here, and that is not acceptable. So, for me, for my yard, my situation right here, I'm going to be real honest with you. This thing's pretty useless. Pretty useless. I have mowed, yesterday I mowed 3 times, okay? And all 3 times, it missed that. All 3 times, okay? So, the reason why is because it doesn't lock GPS, and I'm going to kind of try to get you down here. Now understand, I am on a gimbal, so what you see is going to be a level image, okay? And you can see that slope in my yard. And without it having a constant GPS connection, what will happen is it will keep continuing to mow in the same line over and over and over until it locks GPS long enough to say, hey, wait a minute, you're not where you're supposed to be. And then it scoots over, but by that time, you miss that much grass. So you see what I'm saying? It is what it is. So this is yard 1. This is my yard, okay? I tested this item in 2 yards. This would be the other yard that I tested it in, okay? And you can see, not bad, not bad. Walk over to the side here, and let me get back down so you can see the slope. So I want you to take a look at that slope there, okay? And then go further and that edge there. Okay, that mower has a hard time getting up over that edge. And you know what? I don't blame it. That is a heck of a task for it to do. So that's okay. That's understandable. As far as this slope, it can keep GPS for a good part of this side of the house. And it does a really good job. It hadn't quite got up as far as I intended it to. I wanted it to get all of that, but it's kind of tall, and a lot of times when it would drive up to that, it would recognize it as an obstacle, and then it would back up and avoid it. So, you know, part of it is you can't start with this thing and expect it to be a brush hog. It's not a brush hog. It's what they more or less consider a micro cutter, and so it's just meant to maintain your lawn. You don't want to take that thing out there, an Ecoflow blade out there, you know, and go trying to cut this stuff like this down. It's probably not going to do real well with it. It's a micro cutter. It's meant to maintain. It's not meant to be a brush hog. So anyway, as you can see, I mean, there's been some dandelions poke up since I've mowed over here, but it did a good job, and it does. It does a great job over here. So, would I recommend it for this yard? Yeah, it worked fine. Worked fine for this yard. Would I recommend it for this yard? Abso-frickin-lutely not. Abso-frickin-lutely not. There would be no point, because you would have to babysit it the entire time, and that kind of, you know, gives away the whole point of owning one. Anyway, I mean, pretty much that's what I've got to say. I'm not saying that it's a good product. I'm not saying it's a bad product. I'm saying that it depends on your personal situation. If you've got property to where you don't have a tree overhanging at all, it's going to be fine. If you're like me and you do have a tree, or, you know, several trees overhanging the majority of your property, you might want to leave it on the shelf. Just being really honest with you. They do have a test, and I appreciate that they did that. Ecoflow does have a test, a little questionnaire on their website that you can go, you can, you know, answer some questions, and it will tell you whether or not the blade is a good fit for you. I took that test today myself, and it flat out told me that this is not a good fit for me, that this is not going to do it. And so Ecoflow's website was completely honest about it. And I'll tell you what, I would be highly upset if they hadn't had done that, if they didn't put anything up there to let people know about just how much tree cover can cause a problem with this device. It really wreaks havoc on its GPS abilities. So anyway, again, it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all review for everybody, just like this isn't a one-size-fits-all mower for everybody. So it's kind of one of those things. But I wanted to get out here and I wanted to do a review on it because, you know, I'm going to be real honest, that's sitting right now listed already on the marketplace because two reasons. For one, I like mowing my grass myself. I've had to beg the landlord for an exceptional amount of time to be allowed to mow my grass. So I appreciate mowing my grass, and I'm looking very forward to using a new mower that I've got over there to mow my grass. That's one thing. And the other reason is it just doesn't work good in my location for my purpose. It is what it is. So that's my review. Again, it's not going to be like any review that you're used to, but it's probably going to be more honest than any review that you'll hear. Take the test on their website. If you've got any questions or anything like that beyond the test or anything like that, ask me. You know, ask me. I will be as honest as I can and as informative as I can on the reply. And I'd rather spend time helping people make a good decision than them either wasting money or, you know, what have you. Again, I think it's going to be a great device for a lot of people. But there are going to be some individuals, such as myself, that just because of their circumstances, me mainly with a tree over most of the property, it's not going to be a good fit. So anyway, that's my thoughts. That's my review. Take it or leave it. Shalom.